On behalf of Orient Electric Limited, I, Anshuman Chakravarti, Head of Brand and Marketing, would like to welcome you all for the listing ceremony of Orient Electric Limited in this historic International Convention Hall of Bombay Stock Exchange. I would now like to invite Mr. Rakesh Khanna, our Managing Director and CEO of Orient Electric Limited, onto the dais. And may I also request Mr. Saibal Sengupta, our Chief Financial Officer, to join us on the dais. Now I would request Mr. Deepak Khetrapal, Director, Orient Electric Limited, to join, and I would ask Mr. Khanna to give a bouquet to Mr. Khetrapal. Also invited on the dais is Mr. Rakesh Singh, SDFC Group Head, Investment Banking, Private Banking, Capital Markets and Financial Institutions. Also invited on the dais is Mr. Sudhir Bassi, Executive Director, Khetan and Company. May I request to join us on dais Mr. Mehul Shah, Partner, Khetan and Company. Now may I also invite our joint host for the event, Mr. Nayan Mehta, Chief Financial Officer of Bombay Stock Exchange. May I request you all to give a round of applause to all our dignitaries, please. May I now request all the dignitaries on the dais to step down and help us light the ceremonial lamp to mark the formal opening of the event. Thank you, sir. I request you all to please join us back on the dais, please, after this photo session. I may also request our senior colleagues from Orient Electric to also join the team here for a quick photograph. Mr. Saurabh Baisakya, Sri Hari, Mr. Puneet Dhawan, Hitesh, and Mr. Atul Jain to quickly join the team here to have a photograph. Thank you. It is an extremely proud moment for everyone at Orient Electric Limited today, as this listing on stock exchange will usher in a new era for the company. At this juncture, I'd like to play the Orient Anthem, which motivates us to make up and take up new challenges and also binds us all together with the motto, Mujhse hai hum, humse Orient. We'll be playing the anthem and request everyone at their places to stand up to honor the anthem, please.
फलक से ऊंची नजर रखी है, मंजिल से आके दौड़ लगी है, दिल के जुनून को आवाज बना के नए सपनों की गूंज हुई है। इरादे ऐसे हैं हर मुश्किल लगे अब कम, इरादे ऐसे हैं हर मुश्किल लगे अब कम। मुझसे हम हैं, हमसे ओरिएंट, मुझसे हम हैं, हमसे ओरिएंट, मुझसे हम हैं, हमसे ओरिएंट, मुझसे हम हैं, हमसे ओरिएंट। ईमान को अपनी शान बनाया, दुनिया में देश का परचम लहराया। गिरी है दीवारें जब भी बढ़े कदम, गिरी है दीवारें जब भी बढ़े कदम। मुझसे हम हैं, हमसे ओरिएंट, मुझसे हम हैं, हमसे ओरिएंट, मुझसे हम हैं, हमसे ओरिएंट, मुझसे हम हैं, हमसे ओरिएंट। भरोसे की नाव पर खुशियों को सजाया, समझौतों को रास्ते से हटाया। चाहे आए कोई तूफान साथ चलेंगे हम, चाहे आए कोई तूफान साथ चलेंगे हम। मुझसे हम हैं, हमसे ओरिएंट, मुझसे हम हैं, हमसे ओरिएंट, मुझसे हम हैं, हमसे ओरिएंट, मुझसे हम हैं, हमसे ओरिएंट। Smart!
Thank you, everyone. I would now like to invite Mr. Deepak Khetrapal, Director, Orient Electric Limited, to the podium to share his thoughts on this momentous occasion.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is really my proud privilege to welcome all of you to this historic occasion in the history of our company, Orient Electric Limited, on behalf of the board of Orient Electric Limited and on behalf of CK Birla Group. I once again welcome you all and also extend my congratulations to all the shareholders of Orient Electric Limited who have got these brand newly minted shares in their portfolio now. Everybody who had the share of Orient Paper and Industries Limited also owns an Orient Electric Limited share now. So congratulations on this occasion when this share is actually getting traded today onwards. Just to, on this very important occasion, if you reflect back on the history, from one of the oldest electrical engineering, electrical manufacturing companies in India, Calcutta Electrical Manufacturing Company, the CK Birla Group acquired that company in early 1950s. It grew and became, I think, one of the most popular brands in fans. It became Orient Fans. And many of us who are not too young, I think, would still remember the legendary campaign that we had about Orient PSPO fans. And even today, lots of people remind us how well that campaign worked and how the campaign positioned Orient fans in the hearts and minds of the consumers. From that time onwards, obviously there have been many more, I think, strides made by the company. We got into lighting business, we got into appliances business, we got into the switchgear and now switches businesses. So if we look at the portfolio of Orient Electric Limited as a company today, we have really acquired a position which is what I would call a really sweet spot in terms of one, consumer products, And within consumer products, the product range, whether it's fans, which remains in, let's say, in the daily needs of most of the Indians, lighting being led by the LED lighting segment in which we are present, appliances, we know the penetration in the Indian market is still very, very low, and switchgear, almost every household needs it. Now, beyond the consumer needs, what we are very enthused about is the overall impact of the government-supported and government-sponsored electrification drive which is on across all the villages. And whether we agree with the data that is being published or not agree with the fact that there is a huge penetration of electricity and power into rural households actually opens a huge new market for anybody who's selling electrical goods. At that moment, to have a company fully focused on consumer electricals, a pure play company, we thought would be something which the shareholders of this company would welcome. And that's where a process which started over a year ago is today seeing the culmination. And we are proud to present a brand new listed company called Orient Electric Limited. My congratulations, not just to the shareholders, but also to the entire management team of Orient Electric, who all of them proudly sitting here, each one of them sort of heading their own business under the leadership of Mr. Rakesh Khanna. All the very best to you people. Being listed is a very proud moment, but let me also remind you from my own experience, it's also very challenging, and I think all of you are completely geared to the challenge that looks forward in terms of meeting the shareholders' expectations, delivering value quarter after quarter, year after year, decade after decade. So we sort of, with those words, I would once again wish all of you the very, very best in the shareholders. I look forward to being a part of the journey of this company as a board member, and hopefully as a board also we'll come back and keep reporting to you our progress that we keep making. Thank you very much and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepak, for your words of wisdom. May I now request Mr. Rakesh Singh, SDFC Group Head, Investment Banking, Private Banking, Capital Markets and Financial Institution, to share his views on this momentous occasion.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of HDFC Bank, Orient Electric, Khetan and Company, we welcome you to this historic listing ceremony of Orient Electric. As an investment banker, it is a very proud moment. This is a culmination of about, I would say, about more than 2.5 years of effort trying to actually give birth to a new company called Orient Electric out of Orient Paper and Industries Limited, which was erstwhile known as Opel. I will not take you through what the company happened, but I must take you through the journey of how this company was born. It's very interesting. So there was existing consumer products company which was wanting to list itself in variety of manners. The corporate structures were being explored, and so were we trying to explore an equally journey of how do we list the electric business of Orient Opel actually. We worked on various structures with Mr. Birla and the whole management. Various structures were explored: subsidiarization, of paper, subsidiarization of electric, IPO of electric. All that was explored, but none of them actually stood up to his satisfaction as far as shareholder value was concerned. So after struggling for, I think, about 6 months, we finally stumbled on one structure saying, why don't we look at a structure where we deleverage the existing company and then go on for a demerger. Now, this was never done earlier, and in such a situation, it was a very new structure. I think the advisors all got together in the room, and we decided what should we do in this case. So we went back to the regulator and said, we want to do a combined company deleveraging, and then we want to list this company. This is okay. So never tried earlier. So we said, okay, fine, no problem. So I have my colleagues here, Ajay is here, so we all decided that we will approach SEBI and exchanges with this novel thing, including BSE. And we came with this, that we will deleverage the existing company and then list the Orient Electric company thereafter. So we were mandated by regulators saying, okay, your existing offer document should talk about the rights issue, the proceeds of the rights issue, the purpose of the rights issue, and then subsequent deleveraging. We said, fine, we will do that. But nonetheless, this is going to be a 18-month journey from start to finish. So I remember it was 15th September 2016 when we actually gave birth at the board meeting where all of you were there. And this company took birth. The board decided to act upon this. And from then, today is the day, 14th of May 2018, when the company is getting listed. A very proud moment for us. On this occasion, definitely Deepak, Rakesh, Saibal, wish you all the best in this journey with the shareholders. And maybe see stupendous growth. Dhoni happens to be from Ranchi, so am I. So I have an association with this company. So I wish you all the best and I hope that it will keep scoring as well as Dhoni does actually. All the best, Rakesh. All the best to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Singh, for sharing your wishes with us. May I now request Mr. Sudhir Basi, Executive Director, Khaitan and Company, to share his views.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and my colleagues on the dais. It gives me an immense pleasure to be here at the time of the historic listing of Orient Electric. Deepak and Rakesh have talked a lot about the process, so I will not venture into that. Just to say that this is another step. The way CK Birla Group has seen creating shareholder value from a conglomerate called Orient Paper and Industries. Initially, they demerged the cement company, which Deepak is heading, and now demerger of the electric business. So overall, I think it has created tremendous value for the shareholders, and this will continue to do so in future. We at Khaitan and Company are proud to be associated with Orient for a long period of time. And this is, I think, I don't remember which is the number of transactions, how many transactions we have done. So we are thankful to the Orient, to the CK Birla Group for reposing faith in us. And as Deepak mentioned earlier, I also have a fond memories of Orient fans. And at my place at Patiala, most of the fans were Orient fans. So I have slept, and those were the days without any AC or coolers. So in the scorching heat of 40 to 45 degrees that you see in Punjab during during summers, the Orient fans were the only thing that provided us relief in those hot months. So I wish all the best to the company, and thank you once again for associating Khaitan with this transaction. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Basi. May I now request Mr. Nayan Mehta, CFO, BSE, to enlighten us with his views.
Shri Khetriwal, Shri Rakesh Khanna, Shri Saibal Sen Gupta, Shri Sudhir Basi and Mohil Shah, Rakesh Singh, all of you, and everyone present here, members of media and friends, gentlemen. First of all, as somebody, as Mr. Sudhir just said about Orient fans is something which everyone has at their home, We also have, and that's what I was telling Mr. Khetriwal, that, I know Orient with only Orient fans. Obviously, it does a lot more things than just fans, but then okay. This is something which, is an association which you all have with this company. This company is more than 60 years old now, and BSE being more than 140 years old. We all pass through good times, bad times. But the thing is that as we pass along, we create history for ourselves, for everybody, for everyone around us, and for future. When we talk of BSE, when we talk of this hall, this is the hall where all the trading used to take place around 2.5 decades ago. And you see all the pillars here, they are the pillars where all the jobbers used to stand with each of these alphabets named across the pillars. This is a place where a lot of capital formation has happened, means almost majority of India's capital formation in equity has happened in this building, or through this building and through this this particular place. Till date, we have created wealth to the extent of more than $2 trillion. And obviously, I'm not saying that it's BSE, it's just saying that it's BSE's family. And obviously, BSE's family includes not only BSE, it includes all the listed companies who are listed on BSE. And obviously, it's their efforts and it's their mandate for wealth creation and for their mandate for capital formation which takes them so far. BSE is not the largest exchange in terms of listed companies today. It is the largest company where most of the maximum number of companies are listed on BSE. But it is also the fastest trading platform in India. Today, our trading platform, you can trade at less than 6 microseconds with response time. And this gives anybody who wants to trade on this exchange, this gives a very strong edge for any trader or investor. If we consider the debt issues listed on BSE, we can add about $200 billion worth of paper which is listed on BSE. And obviously, this all represents the amount of capital which is flown through BSE, which has been generated through BSE. And obviously, we believe that all this is what is heading up to India's GDP. It is something which is creating the India's future now. In debt platform, Indian corporates have raised more than $64 billion through BSE's exchange platform. And if you consider the size of the Indian banking system, it is more than India's banking system, the amount of debt which has been issued through our trading platform. In BSE, actually BSE has helped place more than 92% of all the corporate bonds in the last 5 years issued to public. Now, if you want to raise, now in case of BSE, the total amount of debt which has been raised in its electronic bond platform, which was started around 1.5 years ago, that is about 60% of the total debt raised in India. And issuers have successfully raised more than 31 billion in last 1 year itself, $31 billion. Even in case of sovereign gold bonds, BSE is one of the largest distributors and of placing all these bonds. So basically what we want to say here is this, that BSE is the platform where you are going to raise capital, and obviously you all are going to create wealth for your shareholders and all other stakeholders. Its corporate governance scorecard tool is a platform that assists companies to display their corporate governance performance. Nowadays, we all talk of corporate governance, we all realize the importance of corporate governance, and BSE also believes that yes, BSE has to support this particular initiative by all companies. When we talk about Orient Electric Company Limited, our association with Orient Papers started around 60 years ago in 1957 when it got listed on BSE. And it's a very very much of an honor for us to have them again here, getting their shares listed of Orient Electric. It is in consumer electric business with presence in manufacturing, distribution of consumer appliances such as fans, lighting, home appliances, and switch gears. It is getting listed with an equity capital of 21.21 crores. And it is the 5,643rd company getting listed on our exchange. So you are our 564th member of the exchange, and it's just a pleasure to have you again. My best wishes to the management team, to all their employees, and to all their stakeholders. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mehta. May I now request Mr. Rakesh Khanna, our Managing Director and CEO, to come and share his views on this historic moment.
So good morning, everyone. Well, it's a great and momentous occasion for all of us. We all have worked over the years for something like this day. Today, getting listed on the BSE and NSE is a major milestone in the transformational journey of Orient Electric. I'm very happy and very thankful to all of you for joining us on this important day to wish us good luck. From being the largest manufacturer and exporter, we have covered a long journey. Today, we are very well established in diverse portfolio, which includes fans, lighting, appliances, and switchgear. The industry we are playing in is also going through a very interesting phase. Well, whether we talk of the entire electrification taking the demand to rural, we talk of the increasing consumer income, or we talk of the change in the taste and preference of consumer, everything makes it very, very interesting. And we believe the fast movers are the ones who will actually take the lead and make the maximum of this opportunity. We have performed fairly well in the past, and we are very confident that going forward, we'll continue to reinvent ourselves and continue to bring new products to the consumers, which will be promising for the consumers. This demerger is a part of a well thought out strategy to unlock the true potential of this business. We believe it will bring in the true value for the shareholders. We all are very excited about the journey ahead. It's a very interesting journey, and we're confident that with your good wishes and support, we will bring in a good performance in the coming years. And as Rakesh you said, that Dhoni has been playing very well. I would like to assure you that people can come and people can retire, but this team and this organization will continue to play and continue to make success. Thank you, all of us.
Thank you, Rakesh, for your good words. May I now request the dignitaries on the dais to join quickly near the gong for the bell ringing ceremony. Only 55 seconds left with us. May I request Naveen to hand over the hammers to Mr. Deepak Khetrapal and to Mr. Rakesh Khanna. May I also request our senior colleagues from Orient Electric, Mr. Atul Jain, Mr. Puneet Dhawan, Mr. Saurabh Besakia, Mr. Srihari, and Mr. Hitesh to join quickly on stage. I request everyone to help and support the photographers so that they have a good click. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Congratulations everyone for the listing of Orient Electric Limited at the stock exchange. The prices are now visible on screen. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations to
Thank
you.
you, sir. Congratulations to you as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
After the photo session, we'll again settle down and continue with the event. So I would request our photographer friends to quickly have the photographs done, and then we'll continue. Hello. Yeah. So friends, Orient Electric is live now on the stock exchange. A new chapter has begun in the company's journey. My heartiest congratulations to every stakeholder of Orient Electric Limited. I am told that we are also live on a couple of social channels at the moment. So I also congratulate all our employees across multiple locations on this historic event. We now have the ceremony of giving out the mementos. May I request Mr. Mehta to come up and give over the first memento to Mr. Rakesh Khanna for this particular event. May I now request Mr. Mehta to hand over a memento to Mr. Deepak Khetrapal. May I request Mr. Mehta to hand over a memento also to Mr. Rakesh Singh. May I request Mr. Mehta to hand over a memento to Mr. Sudhir Bassi. And a memento to Mr. Mehul Shah, please. And a memento to our CFO, Mr. Saibal Sengupta. May I now request Mr. Rakesh Khanna to give away the mementos to, starting with Mr. Nayan Mehta. I would request Rakesh to hand over a memento to Mr. Mehul Shah. And to Mr. Sudhir Bassi. And to Mr. Rakesh Singh. And a memento for Mr. Deepak Khetrapal. May I now invite Mr. Saibal Sengupta, our Chief Financial Officer, to give the vote of thanks. Post this event, we'll also give the mementos to all our dignitaries present here. In the interest of time, we are closing the event, and up to you, Saibal, for the vote of thanks.
Well, this moment has turned a new leaf in the journey of Orient Electric Limited. With the two back-to-back milestones already achieved, which is the demerger in November 17, followed by today's listing, the company is positioned on the cusp of an ambitious leap. At this memorable hour, on behalf of the entire leadership team of Orient Electric Limited, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all partners who have enabled building a strong business and firmly stood by our side till this day to realize the twin landmarks of demerger and listing. More particularly, let me take this opportunity to thank our Chairman, Sir, Mr. C.K. Birla, and the promoters for constantly mentoring us and standing by us always through this journey. I would like to thank the Board of Directors of Orient Paper Industries Limited and the Board of Orient Electric Limited to pave the way for a promising future. On behalf of the leadership team, I extend my thanks to Mrs. S.R. Batley Boy Company, the statutory auditors, and the internal auditors, Mrs. Deloitte Haskins and Sales, to have supported us through the audit process of the emerging company. I would like to thank our legal counsel, Mrs. Khaitan and Company, and our investment bankers, HDFC Bank, who are present in this August occasion, for handholding us through this entire process of demerger and listing. I take this opportunity to thank our esteemed banking and lending partners, namely the State Bank of India, HDFC Bank, HDFC Limited, Standard Chartered Bank, IndusInd Bank, Tata Capital, and the ICICI Bank. I would like to extend our utmost thanksgiving to the BSE and NSE for having enabled us the momentous opportunity of getting our shares listed in the exchange by way of granting necessary approvals. Furthermore, we are immensely grateful to BSE to have hosted this ceremonious event of listing. I thank our valued creative partners, Mrs. Contract Advertising and Digitas. I extend my warmest thanksgiving to Mrs. Ad Factors for helping us in managing the entire setup of this venue in a very short time. Finally, last but not the least, a big thank you to the leadership team of Orient Electric Limited, to all the employees present here today, to all the distributors, dealers, channel partners, vendors, all employees and well-wishers who are present in different parts of India and abroad who are completely engaged and committed to take the company to future promising heights. On that note, we conclude the proceedings of the listing ceremony of Orient Electric Limited. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Saibal. Saibal, I would now request you to kindly hand over the mementos to the audience and the friends joined here. Meanwhile, we'll continue with our refreshments in the room, adjoining room. Yeah. Sure. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.